Johnny Dollar.
This is Carol Carson, Mr. Dollar.
Oh?
You don't know me, and I'm sorry to be calling so late.
What time is it, anyway?
About 1 a.m. A friend of yours, Mr. Ralston, mentioned your name to me yesterday.
What, Ralston?
He said you were here in New York for the weekend and mentioned your hotel.
Look, Miss Carson, is it?
Yes, Carol Carson.
Yeah, it's nice talking to you and all that, but it is rather late.
When I realized what had happened a few moments ago, you were the first person I thought of. Maybe you can help me, Mr. Dollar. I need help badly.
What's the trouble?
I'm at the apartment of Everett Reed on East 67th. Could you come over?
Any particular reason?
Yes. I think I've just killed him, Mr. Dollar.
I'll be right over.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of a man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly,
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Universal Adjustment Bureau, Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Deadly Doubt matter. Expense account item 1, $1.80, cab from my hotel to the apartment of Everett Reed on East 67th. Carol Carson was waiting for me at the door. She looked sort of dazed as she pointed to a body on the floor.
He's dead, Mr. Dollar.
Everett Reed, let's see.
Yes. This is his apartment.
You said over the phone you thought you'd kill him. Well, he's dead, all right.
That's not what I meant. I meant I thought I was the one who killed him. I'm not sure.
Oh?
I don't know. Doesn't seem to matter. He's dead. I guess that's all that matters. He's dead.
Come on now, get hold of yourself, Carol.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm not making much sense. I feel sort of funny, lightheaded.
All right, yeah. Better sit down.
Thanks.
Now, why don't you start at the beginning?
All right. I came to see Everett tonight about 11 o'clock, I guess.
He was a friend of yours?
No. He sent for me, and I had to come.
Mind telling me why?
He insisted that I have a drink with him. Then I started to feel funny.
How so?
Dizzy. I had to get some air.
You think there was something in the drink?
There must have been. He didn't want me to leave, but I had to.
What time was that?
Around 11:30, I think, a little before, maybe.
Go on.
I wandered around the streets. I was in kind of a daze.
How long were you wandering around?
It seemed like a long time.
Then what?
I came back here to the apartment. I had a terrible headache. I remember walking in the door and... Well, that's all.
That's all? What do you mean, that's all?
That's all I remember. I must have passed out. When I came to, I was lying on the floor, and that gun was near my hand. In front of me was... That's when I called you.
That's all you can tell me?
I'm afraid so. It isn't much, is it?
It sure isn't.
Mr. Dollar, I can't believe I killed him. I couldn't have...
Now, look, Carol. You say you left this apartment a little before 11:30. The police medical examiner will be able to tell the approximate time of death. If you weren't here at that time...
But that's just it, Mr. Dollar. I don't know how long I was on the streets. It seemed like a long time, but... Well, my head was spinning and everything was pretty hazy.
Now, look, you gotta remember where you went. Try to think.
Oh, it's no good. Wait. Coffee. A cup of coffee.
You stopped somewhere for a cup of coffee?
I think so.
Where?
I remember a neon sign on 3rd Avenue.
Oh, you gotta do better than that.
That's all I remember.
Did you talk to anyone while you were walking around?
I don't... Yes. Yes. Somebody was following me, I think. A man. He was following me for quite a while. He told me his name. Ted? No, Tom. Yes, it was Tom.
What did he look like?
Curly hair, I remember that. Dark eyes.
Oh, look, that description fits thousands of guys in New York.
I know, Mr. Dollar. The whole story, well, it doesn't sound very convincing, does it?
I called Detective Lieutenant Mike Tovich of Homicide, and he was there 10 minutes later. He was still questioning her when I left. Item 2, $1 drinks for me while I thought about the whole deal. Of all the guys in New York, why did she have to pick on me? But yeah, I'd do what I could to help her. Because that story of hers, it sounded so phony. It just might be true.
Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment. Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Deadly Doubt Matter.
Item 3, $2.20, a telephone call to Pat McCracken at Universal Adjustment Bureau. Yeah, Everett Reed had been insured by one of Universal's member companies, so I got myself officially assigned to the case. Then I went to work, checking out Carol Carson's story, what there was of it, and it wasn't much. All she'd remembered was wandering around the streets, getting a cup of coffee somewhere on 3rd Avenue, and being followed by a guy named Tom. I started checking every joint on 3rd Avenue from 60th to 70th Streets. An hour and a half later, I hit pay dirt at Eddie's Bar and Grill.
Yeah, I think I remember all right.
Carson. Carol Carson.
Her name don't mean nothing, but from the description you give me, yeah, sure, I remember now. I remember thinking she looked kind of funny when she walked in, like she was in a daze or something.
All right. Now, what time was it when she came in here?
I don't know, 2 or 3 hours ago.
That's not good enough. Was it 11? 11:30? Midnight? Well, what?
Well, maybe around midnight, maybe.
Was she home?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Well, as far as I can remember, I kind of remember somebody in the doorway after she come in, but I didn't know if it was somebody with her or not.
All right, what happened then?
So she asked for a cup of coffee, so I poured it and set it down in front of her, so she left.
She what?
Yeah, got up and left, still acting sort of funny.
I see. How much of her time can you account for then?
Huh?
I mean, how long was she here in your place?
No more than about 1 minute, Mac.
Oh, great. Item 4, $1.80, cab fare to police headquarters and Lieutenant Mike Tovich in Homicide.
Look, Johnny, you're not trying to tell me I should buy an alibi like Carol Carson's, are you?
So it is pretty vague, Mike. Vague enough to be true. At least she was telling the truth about going into that joint on 3rd Avenue for a cup of coffee.
So she's covered for 1 minute out of 2 hours.
2 hours?
She said she went to Reed's apartment about 11 o'clock.
Right.
The medical examiner says time of Reed's death was between 11:30 and 12:30. She called you at 1 o'clock.
But if she can prove she was out of that apartment for that hour...
She's only proved she was out of it for a minute plus the time it took to get to 3rd Avenue and back. Say, 5 minutes each way. That'd still give her plenty of time to kill him.
But if we could find this guy named Tom, she says that was following her around, maybe he could prove she was out of the apartment during the time of the murder.
Oh, sure. That was a real helpful description she gave us. Curly hair and dark eyes.
Yeah.
Look, Johnny, so you're taking a liking to her. That's too bad, but don't let it make a fool out of you.
Mike, did Carol tell you why she went to Reed's apartment?
No, she wouldn't talk about it. She also wouldn't explain a lump she has on the side of her head.
Lump she has?
Yeah, we think she got it fighting with Reed.
What do you know about him?
Bad boy. A big gambler. And the way we heard, he'd been winning pretty big lately.
Maybe somebody he won from couldn't pay off, except with a bullet.
Yeah, maybe anything, Johnny. Prove it, and I'll listen.
Who did Reed run around with, you know?
Usual crowd, Johnny. Jack Vissel, that outfit.
Vissel, huh? Now, if Reed won a lot of money from him...
Like I say, Johnny, anything you can prove.
Yeah.
Come in.
Lieutenant Tovich?
That's right.
I'm Larry Bowman. I want to know what's going on with Carol Carson.
Oh? What's it to you, Mr. Bowman?
She's my fiancée, and you've got her locked up.
That's right. Suspicion of murder.
Oh, that's ridiculous. She didn't kill anybody, and you know it.
Look, Mr. Bowman, if I knew it, she wouldn't be locked up, would she? Now, maybe you can tell us why she went to this Everett Reed's apartment last night.
I don't know why she went, and I don't propose to ask her either. I trust the lieutenant. And if she went to see him, she had good reason. But Carol's not the kind who could kill anybody. You must have realized that just talking to her.
The main thing that I realize is that my personal opinion is beside the point, Bowman.
Look, the thing we need to know is if Carol was away from Reed's apartment for almost an hour and a half, like she seems to think she was, walking around the streets.
Why didn't you say that sooner? I can prove she was.
How?
I was with her.
Oh? Funny, she didn't mention it.
She was probably confused.
You sure you're not the one who was confused?
Now, look, I tell you, I was with her.
Okay. Where were you?
On the street.
What street?
Well, I don't remember. 68th Street, I think.
That's not the street Carol says she was on.
As I say, she was probably confused.
Where'd you go?
To a bar.
What'd you have to drink?
Oh, Carol, too?
Well, sure, why not?
Oh, you're fighting a losing battle, Bowen. Carol says she had a cup of coffee on 3rd Avenue and that a guy named Tom was following her.
Now, listen,
You told us enough, Bowman. I can't blame you too much for trying, I guess, but it won't work. You weren't with Carol and you know it.
I know she didn't kill him.
You mean you hope she didn't? When it comes to knowing, right now every bit of evidence we got says she did. And we've got nothing that says she didn't.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment. Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Deadly Doubt Matter.
Item 5, 30 cents, coffee for Larry Bowman and me at a little joint around the corner.
Lieutenant Tobich can talk about evidence until he's blue in the face, Dollar. Carol's not a killer.
You prove that, and Tobich will be the first to listen. But cooking up phony alibis for Carol's not going to help any.
Okay, so it was a stupid thing to do. But I can't just stand by and do nothing. Don't you have any other leads you can follow up?
One, maybe.
Why, what is it?
Reed was a gambler. Could be somebody was losing big to him.
Carol's my fiancée. I know she doesn't have that kind of money. Anyway, she doesn't gamble.
I wasn't thinking about Carol.
Who then?
Jack Vissel, for instance. We found out Reed's been seen with Vissel several times lately.
Well, you gonna question him about it?
I may as well. After all, at this point, we got nothing to lose.
You're barking up a wrong tree, Dollar. What reason would I have to kill Reed?
Could be a real good reason, Vissel. Maybe you lost money to him gambling.
Some nights you win, some nights you lose.
So maybe you lost more nights than you won. So maybe you owe Reed some money.
Oh?
That could be the motive.
Look, Dollar, why don't you take your crazy theory someplace else? Yeah, I owed Reed money. I owed him all of 2 bits. Now, is that enough to bump him off?
So I started making the rounds along 3rd Avenue again. But I got nowhere. Nobody remembered seeing her, and nobody remembered the guy named Tom, the one she told me had been following her. 2 hours later, I gave up. I was beat. I went back to my room and flopped on the bed. Yeah? Okay. Yeah?
Johnny Dollar?
That's right. Who are you?
Well, I'm the guy you've been looking for.
What?
My name's Tom. That ring a bell?
It sure does. Are you the one who was walking around the streets with Carol Carson?
That's right. I'm her alibi.
So I bust my neck trying to find you, and it ends up with you finding me.
Well, I read in the papers it looked bad for Carol unless they found the guy who was with her.
You didn't show up any too soon, believe me, brother. How long were you with her?
Oh, I figure at least an hour. I kept following her, and once in a while she'd stop and talk, but she seemed kind of dazed.
Apparently Reed put something in her drink.
Anyway, I finally gave up. I figured if it was that tough to get acquainted, what's the use?
But you're willing to swear you were with her for an hour?
Why, at least. From around 11:30 to after 12:30.
That clears her. Come on. Item 6, $1.80 cab fare to headquarters. Tom repeated his statement, and Carol identified Tom as the man who'd been following her. So, it looked like it was all over.
I I guess I'll never be able to thank you enough, Johnny. Well, if it hadn't been for you...
Well, let's just say I'm the stubborn type, Carol. Once I believed your story, I had to follow through on it.
Oh, it's hard to realize I'm free. It's been like a bad dream.
Yeah. I'll bet Larry Bowman's glad it's over, too. Have you called him yet?
No, I'll call him from my apartment. Johnny, all I can say is thanks again.
Carol took a cab to her apartment. I started back into the building, and then, out of the corner of my eye, I spotted another cab pulling away from the curb, following Carol's. And it was Tom. I figured I'd better join that procession. I tagged along to Carol's apartment. Inside, I could hear voices. The door was unlocked. Carol was in the process of handing over some money to Tom.
Johnny!
Yeah. Looks like I got here just in time to witness the payoff. So you bought yourself an alibi, Carol.
No.
Now, look, Dollar.
You better stay out of it. Carol, I gotta hand it to you. You really had me fooled.
Well, you don't understand, Johnny.
Don't be a sucker, Dollar. Cut yourself in on the pie. I'm willing to have a partner.
What are you talking about?
Well, last night when I followed Carol back to Reed's apartment, just as I was leaving, I spotted somebody coming down the fire escape. I followed him, found who he was and where he lived. Then when the story came out in the papers, I realized I knew who the killer was. I figured I could make some dough out of it. But not as long as Carol was in jail.
Johnny, just now when he wanted money to keep him from telling the police, I didn't know what to do. I thought if I gave him what I had, it would keep him satisfied until I could figure... Larry! No! No!
I spun around, but it was too late. Oh! Kicked at the open door. It struck Larry's arm, deflected his shot. Before he could shoot again, I nailed him. Oh.
Johnny, are you all right?
Yeah. Larry Bowman's the killer.
I guess I was afraid of that right from the start. You see, Larry'd been gambling with Reed and losing to him. I tried to make him stop, but he wouldn't. Finally, he lost more than he could pay.
So you went to Reed's apartment to try and square it, huh?
Reed told me maybe something could be worked out. When he put something in my drink, I realized what he meant. That's why I got out.
And Larry entered the apartment when you were away, killed Reed, slugged you when you came back, and planted the gun on you.
I guess so. I wasn't sure until Tom told me he'd seen Larry climb down that fire escape. At first, I just couldn't believe that Larry would... How do you figure a thing like that, Johnny? How do you figure it?
I didn't try to answer that one because I didn't have an answer. I guess there just isn't any. Item 8, $13.40, incidentals and transportation back to Hartford. Expense account total, $41 even. Yeah, Larry Bowman's gambling was a big, fat mistake. First with Everett Reed, then in trying to frame Carol. I guess that's the trouble with gambling. You push your luck too far, and sooner or later you're bound to lose. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment. Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a doting dowager who sets me out on the wildest case I ever handled. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, salutes station KRMG in Tulsa, Oklahoma. KRMG is our newest affiliate station and serves nearly 1 million families in the Southwest. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Today's story was written by Robert Stanley. Heard in the cast were Virginia Gregg, Julius Matthews, Paul Duboff, James McCallion, Alan Reed, and Frank Gerstle. Join us next week for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Coverly speaking.
Johnny Dollar.
I don't think you're going to like this, Johnny.
No?
No, sir.
Oh, it can't be that bad.
Can't, huh?
What you don't know won't hurt you, they always say.
Oh, they do?
And since I don't know what you're talking about or even who you are...
Huh? Oh, sorry. I kind of got ahead of myself.
A little ahead of me, too.
This is Tim Harrington, Johnny.
Down in Knoxville, Tennessee?
Yes, sir. Eternity Mutual Insurance Company.
Well, how are you, Tim? What's this I'm supposed to start losing sleep over?
Alpheus Brannigan.
Brannigan?
Now, don't tell me you've forgotten him.
Oh, wait a minute.
At least I hope you haven't.
That hot-headed young kid who got 5 to 7 for embezzlement a while back.
That's right. About 3 years ago. You yourself ran him down for us.
Sure, I remember now.
On a tip you got from that pretty young wife of his.
Yes, Marilyn was her name. Nice girl and pretty, too.
And do you remember what Alpha had to say when the judge tossed that sentence at him?
Oh, the usual yak about getting even, wasn't it? That sort of thing?
Getting even not only with you, Johnny, but with her. And that poor kid has been worried about the day he'd get out ever since the day he went in.
Well, he still has a couple of years to go, hasn't he? So what's the big rush?
He has not.
What?
Alfred Brannigan got out of the pen a couple of weeks ago.
No kidding. Made a break?
A smart kid like that? No, sir. He just made like an angel for a while, and they gave him all that time off for so-called good behavior. You ask me, Johnny, they were suckers. Because if you really remember that boy...
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And his wife is a client of ours.
You mean he's already got to her?
I don't know.
Well, somebody better contact her and find out.
That's why I'm calling you, Johnny.
What do you mean? Haven't you been in touch with her?
No, we can't find her. But if he does get to her before you do,
Say no more, Timmy. I'm on my way.
The CBS Radio Network brings you Mandel Kramer in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator,
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Eternity Mutual Insurance Company, Knoxville, Tennessee office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the wrong idea matter. Expense account item 1. $6 for a cab to the airport and $58.36 for a plane ticket. 4.5 hours later, we set down at McGee Tyson Airport, some 12 miles southeast of Knoxville. So, item 2 is $1.35 for limousine service that dropped me off at Tim Harrington's front door.
Hi, Johnny. Glad you could make it.
Hi, Tim.
Sit down. Sit down. I'll get right to this.
All right. Now, Tim, let's get one thing straight.
I know, Johnny. Marilyn Brannigan's policy has a face value of only $7,500. And on account of what happened with her husband, she's named her brother Charlie over in Memphis beneficiary.
Well, that isn't what I was about.
But a client's a client, and we got to protect her if we aren't too late.
Too late for what?
For what? Johnny.
Now, listen, Tim. When you've heard as many of those wild courtroom threats as I have, well, after a while, you just don't pay too much attention to them anymore.
Well, I do. I was right there in that courtroom.
So was I.
I not only heard what Alfred Brannigan said, but I saw the way that he said it.
He was just a hot-headed kid. You know that, Tim.
I can see it in my mind's eye right now. After the judge hit him with that sentence, he turned around real slow, and with a look on his face like I've never seen before. It was cold as ice, Johnny. Like a snake. Not a body in the courtroom made a sound.
Tim.
He looked across at that brand new little wife of his, Marilyn. She was sitting there in the front row with her head down. He just stared at her until she looked up at him.
I know, Tim.
And then without moving a muscle except in his mouth, he said...
Now, look, Tim.
He said, just remember one thing, Marilyn. One of these days I'm going to get out again. And when I do, he said, you'll see.
Well, okay, but...
Then he turned over to where you sat. And that goes for you too, Dollar. For you too, he said.
Just a red-headed, hot-headed, excitable kid.
Not when he said that, he wasn't. He was cold as ice, Johnny. He wasn't kidding.
All right, Tim, so what? The first time she paid him a visit there at the pen, he told her he was sorry.
No, sir.
He tried to be a good boy. He said somehow make up for what he'd done.
No,
it
sir.
always happened.
No, sir, you're wrong, Johnny. 100% wrong.
Am I?
Because in all that time up there, she never saw him once.
Not once?
Not once. And you know why?
Why?
Because he wouldn't let her. Because he wouldn't see her. Wouldn't have anything to do with her. No letters, no nothing. And that's why in all these last couple of years, when I've talked to her, she's been just plain worried sick. Then a couple of weeks ago when he got out, well, that's when she called me up and asked me what she ought to do.
You mean that she still hadn't heard anything from him? Even when he got out?
Not a word.
Well, what'd you tell her, Tim?
To notify the police.
Mm-hmm.
And I notified them, too. And then late yesterday, I got this call from Sergeant Piper.
Yeah?
And he tells me that she's suddenly gone, disappeared, to parts unknown.
Has there been any sign of him around?
No, sir. And don't you worry. If he had been around, Sergeant Piper and his boys would have known it.
Are you sure of that?
Oh, they were gunning for Alfred Brannigan like nobody they ever gunned for before.
But she got away without their knowing how or where.
Well, yes. But, Johnny, you got to find that girl and keep her alive.
Well, look, Tim.
Yes? Yes, Johnny?
Well, I'll do the best I can.
Good. And, Johnny.
Yeah.
Now, just you remember one thing.
What's that?
You better look out for yourself, too.
Oh, sure.
Winston Burdett in Rome, Arthur Godfrey in New York, Miami, Las Vegas, or who knows where next. Alexander Kendrick in London, Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney in Hollywood, the Philharmonic in New York. These are some of the exclusive sounds of CBS Radio. From all over the country, all over the world, news, music, and entertainment is brought to your homes by experts to create the most unique, interesting, and exciting sound in radio today, the sound of CBS Radio. Heard only at this spot on your radio dial.
I walked over to the precinct headquarters where Tim said I could find Sergeant Seymour Jefferson Piper. Unlike any police officer I dealt with in the past there in Knoxville, Piper was a big, lazy, florid man of about 50 and 220 pounds who sat with his feet on the desk chewing a stale, unlighted cigar.
Sure, Miss Dollar. I'm completely in charge of that Brannigan thing.
And, you have found no trace at all of the girl?
Now, I know, Miss Dollar, I know exactly what you're thinking, but just because she got out of town without our knowing it, don't mean that he could have gotten himself in without our knowing it.
And I wondered.
Well, I don't. I don't wonder at all. I'm sure of it.
Mm-hmm. Not a single lead on her, huh?
Well, you see, she had her own car. She was a kind of accountant, you know, for one of the big markets, and doing pretty good for herself. Had her own car.
Do you know the license number of that car?
Well, sure. It's ULL166.
Did you put out an APB right away all over the state?
Well, no, sir.
Why not?
Well, she ain't guilty of any crime, Miss Dollar. I mean, like he was once.
What's the matter with you, Sergeant? Isn't it just as important to find her and protect her as it is to run her down if she's done something wrong?
Well, yes, sir.
Well, of course it is.
And we did try to protect her as long as she was around here.
Well, Sergeant...
But when he didn't even show up, and after all that time, 2 whole weeks, Miss Dollar...
Well, don't you know why? Because he was probably smart enough to realize that she'd have some kind of protection for a while. He may not be any mental giant, but he isn't any dumbbell either.
Well, I know.
But to have a clear field, he'd wait until people stopped worrying about him. Until they get tired of waiting for him and ease up, and that's exactly what you did, Sergeant. Ease up. Get lackadaisical.
Now, just hold on there a minute.
Well, isn't that why she was able to leave him right under your nose?
Well,
and you know what else I think?
Now, you look here.
One of two things. Either she realized your watching over her was getting more casual, more slipshod, and she'd have to look out for herself.
Oh, now, miss.
Or else, Sergeant, and I'm afraid it's a lot more probable, Alfie Brannigan did get through to her and haul her away.
But if he's got to her, sir, well, don't you remember what he said there in court?
Did you forget it? Up till just now?
Well, of course not.
Well, why haven't you done something about her disappearance?
Well, I told you, sir.
You haven't told me anything that makes any sense. Let me have the telephone.
Now, just a minute. What are you fixing to do?
Well, first I'm going to call the state police, and if they can't find her somewhere in the state, I'll call in the FBI.
You don't think much of this department, do you?
Do I have to answer that? Let me have the phone.
You sure don't know how to ask for cooperation, do you?
Listen, Sergeant, over the years I've had cooperation from the Knoxville Police Department second to none.
By acting up this way?
By dealing with members of the force who have a little sense of responsibility beyond that involved in chasing crooks.
Now,
by men who can think beyond what's right under their noses. By men who... I'm just wasting my time here. What's the name of your lieutenant?
Now, just a minute, sir.
Yes, what for?
I guess maybe you're right, sir. I mean about an APB.
It isn't too late.
So well, believe me, Miss Dollar, I'll get one out right away, and I'll include in the state police, like you say, as well as all the other big cities in the state.
You will?
Yes, sir. And I apologize, Miss Dollar, well, I was wrong, and I'm admitting it, so just give me a chance, if you please.
Sergeant?
And where do I get in touch with you when I get some word?
If you do.
Yes, sir. Mr. Dollar?
All right. I'll be staying at the Andrew Johnson.
Thank you, sir. And I'll call you, sir.
You better. I don't know whether to kick myself for letting him go ahead again or for having nearly lost my own temper over his obvious bungling. Instead, I spent item 3, $5.80, smoothing my ruffled feathers with a dinner at the Rathskeller. Then I signed in at the Andrew Johnson. But before I could unpack my bags... Johnny Dollar.
This is Sergeant Piper, sir.
Oh, yes, Sergeant.
You were sure right, sir. Miss Brannigan's license number did it.
You know where she is?
21270 South Peachtree Street.
And where's that?
Over to Jefferson City.
You've told the police over there to keep an eye on her, Sergeant?
Well, no, I guess it didn't.
Oh, brother.
What, sir?
Item 4 is $50 deposit on a drive-your-own car. In almost less time than it takes to tell about it, I covered the 29 miles to Jefferson City and, after inquiries at a gas station, went immediately to the address on South Peachtree. In front of the nondescript little rental cottage was her car. And inside, once I'd got inside, was a very young, very pretty, but badly frightened young woman, Marilyn Brannigan.
I hope you'll forgive me not letting you in right away, Mr. Dollar. But it's so dark and black outside, and I'm so... I don't know what to do. How did you find me?
Well, the point is that if I could find you, so could your husband.
I know.
And you haven't heard anything from him or of him since he got out of the pen?
Don't you see? That's just it. I haven't heard from him since he went into that terrible place. 3 years, Mr. Dollar. 3 years. I've been sitting alone at nights wondering what he meant by what he said in that courtroom before they took him away.
Well, isn't it pretty obvious what he meant?
If only I knew. If only I really knew. He never says anything without really meaning it, Mr. Dollar, and he never changes his mind once he's made it up. You know what I mean? Once he says he'll do something, he never changes from it. And if he did mean to threaten me...
Well, what else could he have meant?
But it wasn't like him. I loved him, and he loved me, Mr. Dollar. I'm sure of it.
Even though it was your information that helped me find him and turn him in?
I had to do what was right. Even he wouldn't have had it any other way.
Well, I wouldn't be too sure of that.
And that money he took, that wasn't like him either. But he didn't realize what he was doing. He only meant to borrow it for a Christmas present for me, and all of us young folks act so foolish, Mr. Dollar.
Marilyn.
Yes?
In spite of what you just said, you're still afraid of him, aren't you?
I don't know. We knew so little about each other.
Well, you married him.
We'd only been married a couple of weeks. And we'd only known each other a couple of months before that.
Oh, boy.
But I had so much confidence in him. I was so sure that if he faced up to this wrong thing he did, we could make a new start together. Mm-hmm. But when he wouldn't see me or answer my letters, and after what he said in that court... Oh, if I only knew, Mr. Dollar. If I only really knew. And if he does come here and find me and...
Now, listen, Marilyn.
Are you staying here in Jefferson City, Mr. Dollar?
No, I'm at the Andrew Johnson over in Knoxville. Why?
Because if he does come and I'm here alone...
Now, you just listen.
Yes?
Until we find him, until we know what his intentions are, you have got to have some protection. Now, if things had been handled properly, one of the local police would be here right now. But since he isn't, where's your phone?
Oh, I haven't any here. The nearest one is at the filling station 2 blocks down.
Oh. All right. I'm going over there and call the police. And meantime, if I were you, I would keep this door closed and locked.
Yes, I will. And, Mr. Dollar?
Yeah.
When you do find him, at least find out before you do anything to him or hurt him.
Oh, sure. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, now, that's the first kiss I've had since,
I'm sorry. I guess I shouldn't have. But you're the first one that...
Sure. That's okay. I'll get everything set up and see you later.
Thank you.
Oh, boy, it is dark out here. Could use a street lamp or two.
Just a minute, Mister.
What? Alfie. Who are you? Alfie Brannigan.
Yeah, that's right. It's me.
I like that idea. Newport filter cigarettes. Newport menthol cigarettes. I like that idea. Good, rich tobacco flavor. The right amount of menthol and just a hint of cool, refreshing mint. That's the thing about Newport. That's the combination that makes Newport more refreshing to begin with, more refreshing all the way. Just enough menthol to make Newport so refreshing while you're smoking, without hiding the rich taste of great tobaccos.
George, can I have a Newport, too?
I came to in the front seat of my rental car. The young policeman was gently slapping me with one hand, with the other shoving a bottle of smelling salts, I guess, under my nose.
That's it, Mr. Dollar. You have another sniff of this, and you'll be just fine.
No, thanks. That's fine.
Whatever you say. Y'all okay now?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Yes, sir. Somebody must have hit you pretty hard. You just take it easy for a little bit.
No. Listen, officer.
Yes, sir?
Inside there in that house.
Sergeant must have been wrong. Nobody in that house, Mr. Dollar.
What?
Well, you see, Sergeant Piper over to Knoxville, he called me.
Yeah?
He said that Ms. Marilyn Brannigan...
And that he got her. He got to her.
You mean Alfie, her husband?
That's right.
He's been here?
Yes.
Oh, and I ought to shoot myself because the car pulled away when I come down the street. Must have been him.
And he must have had her in it. All right, now look.
Yes, sir?
You have a radio in your car?
Doggone transmitter blew out when I tried to call in about finding you here all beat up.
All right, listen.
Oh, here.
What?
Your wallet with your credentials was lying there beside you.
Oh. Alfie must have taken it out of my pocket when he found out who I was. Thanks anyway. All right, look, get on back to headquarters, will you? And get on the horn and... Oh, do you have a license number and description of that car?
Oh, yes, sir.
Good. And go to it and get the word out. I'll either be with Sergeant Piper at his precinct or at the Andrew Johnson Hotel over in Knoxville.
Yes, sir.
Driving was torture. By the time I got back to Knoxville, I was feeling pretty shaky. I dropped in on Sergeant Piper, thanked him for having finally alerted the Jefferson City Police, told him to get on the ball again, and then, just barely able to navigate, got up to my room at the Andrew Johnson. Oh, guess I left the lights on.
Yes, sir, you did.
What?
And you left the door wide open, too.
Alfie.
And me, Mr. Dollar.
What? All right now, Brannigan.
No, please, sir. Now, let me explain about why we came here.
He came back to me, Mr. Dollar, to the cottage.
Oh, you're telling me.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know who you were when you came out of the cottage, and I'm sorry.
You didn't know him?
No, Mr. Dollar.
But I saw you there in the doorway, and well, I saw her kiss you, and I heard you say you'd get everything all set and be back. And, well, after all I'd done for her, and thinking maybe she'd taken up with somebody else while I was gone.
But I've explained to him now.
After all you've done for her, Alfie?
Oh, he's wonderful, Mr. Dollar. He's so wonderful. I knew he was. I knew it all the time. It just had to be that way.
Don't you see, sir, it was the least I could do after the way I let her down by taking that money 3 years ago.
Look, what do you say we try and make a little sense around here?
Maybe I was wrong not seeing her and not answering her letters, but I had to do it alone. I had to work it out for myself. I had to prove I could be worthy of her all by myself.
And he has, Mr. Dollar.
Alfie.
You see, I meant it, sir. What I said back there in court. That I'd show her and I'd show you, too. That I could make up for that crazy embezzling.
Don't you understand? That's what he meant.
And I did it, sir. I worked. I studied there in prison every day. I worked to improve myself. And when I got out, so I could prove to her I'd done right by her, I went to her brother over in Memphis.
My brother Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Because he'd always liked me, and I knew he'd help me, and without letting on to her until I was ready. You see, I knew he'd understand, and he did.
And you know what Alfie's done in just these last 2 weeks?
A steady job over there. A decent place for us to live the way we ought to. And away from all these memories. Now we can start out married all over again. The right way. Like I should have made it for us before. It's a whole new start, Mr. Dollar. And a clean start. And it's still only half of what a girl like Marilyn deserves.
Isn't it wonderful, Mr. Dollar?
Well,
Yes, sir.
Alfie?
Sir? Sir?
You want to be sure of keeping it that way?
Oh, believe me, sir. I will keep it that way.
All right. Then, one thing. Remember to keep that temper of yours in check, huh?
Yes, sir.
Even when you see your wife kissing another man.
I will, sir. I promise.
I hope so.
And I'm sorry. I'm really terribly sorry for what I did.
Well, that's all right. To have a case end like this for a change, maybe it was worth it.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Mr. Dollar. Thank you.
Now, how would you two like to help me over onto that bed? Well, you know something? Sure, those two are even younger than they realize, but I think maybe those kids will do all right. I hope so. Anyway, expense account total, including a doctor who came in to make sure that I was all in one piece. Hotel, mileage on the car, and the trip back to Hartford. $229.57. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, the most clever device for covering up a murder I have ever seen. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Truly, Johnny Dollar is written by Jack Johnstone, produced and directed by Bruno Serrato Jr., music supervision by Ethel Huber. Johnny Dollar is played by Mandel Kramer. Also featured in our cast were Jimsy Summers as Marilyn, Lawson Zerby as Sergeant Piper, Richard Holland as Alfie Brannigan, Herb Duncan as Tim Harrington, and Bill Lipton as the policeman. Be sure to join us next week, same time, same station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Art Hanna speaking. The Peace Corps needs farm skills. Volunteer today. This is the CBS Radio Network.
For your listening enjoyment, John Lund as Johnny Dollar.
That plane crash, Johnny. Did you hear?
Yeah, I just turned off my radio.
It's horrible.
Who is this?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sam Harris, Columbia.
Oh, yeah, sure. Does your company carry the policies in that airline?
Yes, but I'm not thinking of that. That crash was planned.
Oh, they're definite about it now?
Yes, an explosion. Some kind of a bomb. There were 13 people killed in the plane, and they don't don't know how many in the houses it crashed into. We've got to place responsibility. The company wants to do whatever it can. We've got to find whoever is responsible.
Yeah, sure, Mr. Harris. You want me to go out there?
Yes, we do. The airline representative is a man named Reed. Go out and do everything you can.
Now, for just a moment, what do you say we take time out to talk about star routes? Never heard of them? Well, I don't suppose many of us have, but they exist, all right. Now, those of us who live in cities or in other localities where regular letter carriers drop off our mail probably never wonder how mail is handled in places where almost no one lives, where there's hardly anything and not much reason for going there. But there is someone who thought about it and did something about it. Our Postmaster General. He saw to it that folks who live in these out-of-the-way places receive their mail. Of course, the post office doesn't operate regular mail routes to these places because there isn't enough mail to warrant a regular postman. But the people in isolated spots, such as prospectors in the Nevada mountains, or trappers in the Alaska wilderness, or Louisiana bayous, are entitled to their mail. That's why the Post Office Department has set up a system of contracting responsible agencies to deliver mail to out-of-the-way places. These special mailmen follow what are known as star routes. Deliveries are made usually to mailboxes similar to RFD boxes that stand in the middle of some barren waste or along a rarely traveled river. Star route carriers use cars, horses, mules, rowboats, dog sleds, or airplanes, whatever they need to deliver the mail. Sometimes they even walk. Yes, the job of the star route postman is a rugged one. And our hats are off to these little publicized employees of our United States Post Office Department.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office, Columbia All Risk Insurance Company. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Fairway matter. Expense account item 1, $250, cab fare to the scene of the plane crash, which, as you know, covered quite a bit of territory. The Fairway Airlines plane had taken off at 8:20 p.m., had reached an altitude of no more than 600 feet, and then had crashed, setting 2 houses afire a short distance from the Springfield-Hartford Airport. I got there a little after 9:30. One house had been partially saved, but the other had been completely demolished. The family of 4 living in it had been killed. The parents of 1 child in the first house were not expected to live. And beyond, twisted pieces of the plane were scattered across a field. Fragments still smoking, turned white by the foam from chemical extinguishers. Mr. Reed? Mr. Carl Reed? Mr. Carl Reed?
Sarah! Over here!
Please, at least go and wait in your car. We'll let you know as soon as we can.
My baby, my baby.
Yes, sir. What did you want?
My name is Dollar, the insurance company.
Insurance company? Good Lord. This is hardly the time to worry about money, is it?
I'm only an investigator. They've hired me to help in any way I can to fix the blame.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood. Yes. You'll have to excuse me, Mrs. Goodyear. There are some things I have to do. Come along, Mr. Dollar. She doesn't know about the explosion. She thinks there's a chance her daughter wasn't on the plane, but she was. She was a stewardess.
You haven't told her?
I can let her hope for a couple more hours. Oh, why shouldn't I? I've had to tell so many people. Oh, it's horrible. Horrible. I think even worse than if it had been an accident. When you know it was premeditated, when you know someone planned it, what kind of a person would you have to be to plan something like this?
Yeah, it's hard to believe, Mr. Reed.
But we have proof. There was an explosion in an extreme aftersection. Destroyed all the control cables to the tail assembly.
I don't suppose the civil aeronautics man is here yet, huh?
No, but he's on his way. They're sending one of their best, S.W. Nugent. Captain Lenhart of the state police is here, though.
Oh? Well, I'd like to talk to him then. Do you have any idea where he is?
Well, the last I saw him, he was over there by that... Smith. But see the group of men over by the hangar?
Yeah?
He might be there. They collected the bodies. Made as many identifications as possible.
Look, I know it's bad, Mr. Reed, but don't you go to pieces. That wouldn't help at all.
I'll be all right. I'll see you later.
Yeah. I remembered Captain Jim Lenhart from a case we'd shared last year, and I found him in the group of silent men. Their silence and their expressions told better than words how they felt about the row of sheet-draped bodies on the ground.
How was Reed making out? I thought he was going to pieces a little while ago.
Well, he's still in pretty bad shape.
He's not alone. But it might have been worse. Plane could have been filled.
Yeah. Well, I guess our approach will be to try to find out which victim was the planned victim.
Well, with what we have now, I don't see any other way to start, do you?
No. The possibilities as I see them are murder with a motive, disguised suicide, or a homicidal maniac.
That must cover it. I have men covering the airport and a 2-mile circle around it. Their orders are to question everybody they spot and search every car. I think that's about all we can do tonight.
Well, I'll see you in the morning then. It's all right with you?
Sure is. Glad to have you on the case. Meet you in my office at 9.
Good.
Here's another ambulance. We can get the rest of these poor devils into the morgue and try to find out who they are.
The next morning, the official findings were released. The explosive had been nitroglycerin. It had been detonated by some electrical means, which it was assumed was connected to a timing device that had not yet been found. Captain Lenhart's men had questioned a number of suspicious characters near the airport without result. But Lenhart himself had received an anonymous tip on a possible suspect, a Wilbur Wheeler, who was a member of the ground crew that had serviced the plane just before its takeoff. Wheeler was shown to the captain's office about 40 minutes after I'd gotten there.
Why did you pick me to come up here? Why didn't you get Straker or Mills? They're over me.
It's just routine, Wheeler.
Routine? You must have a reason. I got a right to know if you got a reason, haven't I?
Why do you think we started with you?
Well, I'm asking you, aren't I?
The stewardess who died in that crash, Shirley Goodhue.
I knew her.
We understand that she meant something to you.
Weren't you in love with her?
Yes.
We understand you made quite a pest of yourself, phoning her at home and waiting for her at the airport.
And then a week or so ago, you learned she was going to marry the co-pilot who was killed. What's his name?
Bill Strand. Wasn't it, Wheeler?
Yes. You're saying that you think I caused that crash.
Well, you wanted to know why you were here.
I told you it was just routine, Wheeler. And it would have been if you'd acted differently, but it sounds as though you're trying to hide some facts from us.
I won't anymore. I don't have any reason to.
Well, then why did you?
Well, I don't know. I've been going crazy ever since I heard about it last night. I was still at the field. I got sick, and I had to go home.
We heard about that.
I got home and turned on my radio. And then I heard what caused the crash, the explosion. And I knew that a lot of things I've said and a lot of things I'd done were going to make trouble for me. Even getting sick and coming home was bad.
What were some of the other things?
Well, I said some pretty bad things to Shirley when I heard she was going to marry Strand. And I had a fight with him.
You had a fight with him over the same thing?
I guess for me it was really over that. He ordered me around one day, and I didn't like it. And that's how it started. He beat me up pretty bad. Said he'd have my job. And I told him that I'd see the day his plane with him in it would be plastered all over some hill. I know what it sounds like now, but it didn't mean anything. It was just talk.
It was plenty of that, all right. You heard enough, Dollar?
I think so.
And that's all, Wheeler.
I can go?
Yeah. Nobody'd be stupid enough to compromise himself the way you did and then pull a job like this.
All right. I sure made a lot of mistakes. I know that.
Yeah. Just be around where we can find you if we want to talk anymore.
I I can't go back to that airport, sir. I was going to call them and quit, if it's all right with you.
Just be where we can find you, that's all.
I will. I'm sorry.
A lot of people are, Whitley.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Collins, the man just leaving my office, name is Wheeler, Wilbur Wheeler. Have two of the boys get on him and stay. I'll arrange to relieve them tonight.
Oh?
Yeah, thanks. What do you think?
Well, I'd like to know what's in Wheeler's background. And I'd like to get a psychiatrist's reaction, wouldn't you?
We'll learn about him. Now, let's get on with this list of passengers and see what we can get from their survivors.
We spent the rest of the day in the efforts of 6 more of Captain Lenhart's men preparing files on the 10 dead passengers. One file contained nothing but a name, Rupert Stone. Gotten from the ticket office records is that of a man who had paid cash for space to Augusta, Maine. The Hartford address he'd given was non-existent, and the phone number rang a bakery where no one had ever heard of a Rupert Stone. That one we dropped until the identification of the bodies was complete. Lenhart and I started out to follow up a couple of the others that evening.
This is rotten work.
Yeah, check.
Mrs. Graham?
Yes?
This is Mr. Dollar, and I'm Captain Lenhart of the State Police. We'd like to talk to you about the death of your husband.
No, I have talked too much. It only keeps in my mind the things I saw in that field and the women crying.
We know, Mrs. Graham, but it's our job to fix the responsibility. We only want to ask you a few questions.
You'd want to help find whoever caused all those deaths if you could, wouldn't you?
How can I help?
May we come in?
All right. But only a little while. I haven't slept.
Thank you.
No, Skipper, be quiet. He knows, poor old dog. And very soon he will die. Then I will be alone. Oh, please sit down.
Thank you, Mrs. Graham.
Thank you. Mrs. Graham, your husband...
Yes?
He bought space to Boston, didn't he?
Yes. Martin's brother is buried there. Martin was a religious man, and quite often he would go to visit his brother's grave.
I see.
I think that's all we needed, wasn't it, Dollar, to recheck his plan?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was all.
Then we better go. We're sorry we had to bother you, Mrs. Graham.
And thanks very much for seeing us.
It's all right.
Thanks very much. Oh, don't bother to get up. You don't have to come to the door with us. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Mrs. Graham.
Quiet, Skipper. You won't come back.
I couldn't cut it. I think that dog did it. Sorry.
Don't apologize to me.
This hasn't happened to me since I was a rookie.
Why don't we have a drink on the way downtown?
No, it suits me. You know Al's on Front Street?
Yeah, that's fine. Any place.
I'll phone in from there and have Collins check me off duty.
Here you are, sir. Oh, your friend didn't leave.
No, he had a phone. Here, I'll catch it.
It's $1.60, sir.
That's good enough. Keep it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, here he comes.
Drink up, Dollar. Guess I'll have to waste mine because it seems I'm not off duty.
What happened?
We're back to that stewardess again. The explosive has been checked to her equipment. Lab men say some twisted metal they found used to be a first aid box and that it was in her flight bag.
Well, that brings Wilbur Wheeler back again, too, huh?
He's being picked up now.
You know, many great men have attained the highest office in our land, the presidency of the United States. Can you guess the name of this man? He was a president of several firsts. He was the first vice president to become president through the death of the chief executive, the first president to be married in office, and the first president against whom impeachment proceedings were introduced. He graduated from William and Mary College at 17, and at 26 was elected to Congress. During his administration, a treaty was signed which opened the door to Oriental trade for the first time. If you don't have his name by now, here's one more important clue. On the last day of his term, he signed a resolution providing for the annexation of Texas. Who was he? John Tyler, 10th President of the United States. His life is part of your American heritage.
And now, with our star, John Lund, we bring you the second act of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar.
I don't like the idea of being loaded into a police car twice in one day with everybody in the block gawking at me.
A lot of people have been loaded into police cars today. They were glad to come in and do anything they could to help clear this up.
Oh, I want to help, too. I didn't mean it that way.
We're glad to hear that. How long have you worked for the Fairway Airline?
Oh, about a year and a half, I think.
What'd you do before that?
I want to know why you're asking questions like that. Why did you bring me back here?
Because some new evidence has turned up, that's why.
What does it have to do with me?
It has to do with Shirley Goodhue.
I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're talking about. I told you everything there was about her and me.
Did you know that she carried a first aid kit aboard the plane last night?
First aid kit? I don't know what you mean.
You don't?
After working there a year and a half?
What did you do on the plane?
Oh, brought food on, checked the water, a few other things.
Things that the stewardess would be involved in. She'd be there with you, wouldn't she?
Yeah, but I don't know what you're driving at. I don't know what you mean.
Where did she put her first aid kit, Wheeler?
Well, why do you ask me that? I don't remember. I didn't notice. They had a place they kept it, but I didn't notice.
Was it open?
I don't know.
What was in it?
Well, if I knew what you meant, I don't know why you're asking me these things.
Look, each stewardess has a kit. They take it off the plane when they leave, and they bring it aboard when they report for work.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The explosive, Wheeler, the nitroglycerin that was hidden in her first aid kit.
I didn't put it there. Well, that's what you mean, but I didn't do it. I don't know anything about it.
13 people in the plane, Wheeler. 4 people in one of the houses that crashed. Probably 2 more in the other.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Wilbur Wheeler was turned over to the police psychiatrist. The web that was tightening around him was only circumstantial. And the question was, did he know that he could keep on saying he hadn't done it, and that we couldn't do anything without physical proof? Or was he innocent? Our last move that night was to go to Wheeler's room. We were looking for a wire that could be checked to that used with the explosive. We didn't find that or anything else that could be a definite help. But a couple of things we didn't find seemed strange.
Hey, he said he came home and turned on his radio. There isn't a radio here. A newspaper's dollar, see any?
No, I don't.
No, there aren't any. Unless he's got them out of sight someplace.
Well, why would he do that? No. None in the wastebasket. You'd think a man so close to this would want to find out what the papers were saying, wouldn't you? Guilty or innocent?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Dollar. I'm bushed. Let's drop it for tonight.
The next day, Lenhart and I talked to the psychiatrist, who'd spent a couple of hours with Wheeler. The doctor said that Wheeler was definitely suffering from a severe guilt complex. But whether that meant he had actually committed the crime or had only wished secretly that harm would come to Miss Goodhue wasn't clear yet. In terms of evidence, that meant nothing. The lack of a radio or newspaper in his room, the doctor tossed off as meaning merely that Wheeler was hiding from actuality. As Captain Lenhart put it,
if that doctor thinks he helped my mental condition, he's wrong.
That afternoon, a development came from the Fairway office of Carl Reed. He'd been unable to locate another of his stewardesses. And when finally he'd sent someone to her apartment, she'd been found, shot to death. We met Mr. Reed at the scene of the second crime.
I simply had to get back on the job today. 2 of our flights were delayed yesterday because of my going to pieces.
You better watch it now, Mr. Reed.
I don't know if I...
Now, just take it easy. You tried to phone this girl and tell her to report for one of your flights. And when you sent somebody out here, she was found dead, huh?
Yes, exactly. I hadn't tried to contact Alice before because Well, I knew that she and Miss Goodyear had been close friends and that she must have felt almost responsible for her death.
Why, Mr. Reed?
Why? Well, she was scheduled for the flight the other night. I thought you knew that.
No, we didn't. I wish we had.
But I told you. That night at the scene of the crash. I was talking to her mother, Mrs. Goodyear.
Yes, I remember that. You said she thought there was a chance her daughter wasn't on the plane.
But I told you the other girl was scheduled.
No, Mr. Reed. You made it sound like Mrs. Goodyear thought her daughter was on a different flight. You didn't say anything about another stewardess.
Good Lord.
It's all right, Mr. Reed. The human mind isn't infallible, but it can correct its mistakes. Tell us now.
Well, that's all right. Well, with everything else, I suppose it didn't seem important. I know our procedure is less exact than the regular companies. You see, the girls often traded flights.
When did you find out about this trade?
Well, not until Mrs. Goodyear told me that her daughter had gone to work that night.
You didn't discuss it with her by any chance?
No, I didn't discuss it. Well, that night and all of it,
Then I think we'd better go see Mrs. Goodyear, Dollar.
Of course, I'll tell you anything I can.
We've just learned that your daughter wasn't scheduled to be on that plane, Mrs. Goodyear.
Well, no, she wasn't.
We understand that she and Alice Turner exchanged flights quite often. But do you know how it happened the other night?
No. Shirley was here at home and the phone rang.
What time was that, please?
Oh, I hardly remember. We'd had an early dinner and...
The plane took off at 8:25. How long before then?
Well, an hour at least. No, it was less than that because Shirley left in such a hurry.
What did she say?
Well, she said that one of the girls was sick and she was going to take her place on the flight. Just up to Maine and back, she said she'd be home soon after midnight. I've never liked rushed decisions, and I've always worried when Shirley left in a hurry like that.
She did it quite often?
Yes, they all did it. 6 of them live here in Hartford. I never liked it.
Did she trade more often with Alice Turner than with the others? Do you know?
Oh, I don't think so. It was an agreement. If one of them couldn't work, one of the others would fill in.
Then it's possible that Alice Turner called some of the others before she called your daughter.
Yes, it's quite possible.
The horror of the crime led to the solving of it. Late that afternoon, I'd gone back to my apartment building, and in the corridor, just outside my door...
Hey, your name, Dollar?
Yeah. Can I help you?
I want to talk to you. I think we'd better go inside.
Well, I'm pretty busy.
Yes, I know you are, but I want to talk to you about the plane explosion.
Oh. All right. Come on in.
I can't stand it anymore. I read about Alice Turner this afternoon. I just can't stand it, that's all.
What do you know about
Well,
it?
just that all those people killed for nothing, and I'm partly to blame, too, and I'm ready to give myself up.
Well, why did you come to me, then? Why didn't you go to the police?
Oh, you can talk to somebody like you. The police are always building the case for the estate.
Okay. They'll get you anyway.
Yeah, but you'll know what I really said, see?
All right, go ahead.
His name is Church. Arthur Church.
Who's Arthur Church?
He's the chief pusher for a bigger narcotics outfit than you ever thought there was.
We've had a few cranks in this case already.
I'm no crank. What do you mean, I'm a... Alice Turner was carrying the stuff for him. She wanted to get out, and the church wouldn't let her. So she got smart and set up a meeting with a federal man the other night. And that's why she was killed, and all the rest of them, too.
Doesn't make sense. If she'd made this date, don't you think the federal authorities would have been in on this?
Well, she didn't tell them who she was or what she did.
How do you know all this?
I'm the one that told her church was on to her. I told her to drop it. Sure, and not to go. That's my part of it. I told her church was on to it and that he'd stop her somewhere. I told her to drop it no matter what.
I don't like it. No. Why would she put Shirley Goodhue on the spot?
Alice didn't know what would happen. I did. Who could know that he'd do anything like this?
Well, why did he? If what you say is true, he could have stopped her some other way.
That's my doing, too. I kept her out of sight, you see, and the other night I told her not to do anything, to stay where she was, and not to go to the field, and then she believed me. And then she called Shirley Goodhue and told her she was sick, and that's why she didn't go.
Do you know where the explosive was that wrecked the plane?
Yes, I read today, the first aid kit. That's where Alice carried the stuff.
Well, it was her kit. How did the Goodhue girl get it?
Yeah, because she was called at the last minute, you see, and Alice had her things in a locker at the field. Oh, look, Mr. Dollar, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't telling the truth. It's a peddling rap for me, don't you see? But I've been reading these stories about the people that get killed and the families that are left, and I couldn't take it. I knew the truth, and then when Alice was killed, well, there was no reason for me not telling what I knew.
Are you ready to go to the police?
You heard what I got to say. I'm giving myself up, so...
You know where this Arthur Church is?
Yes. He and I live together.
And you'll come with us?
If I have to. Yes. I'll take you up there.
This is it, Moran?
This is where I left him.
You go in then. Tell him who's here.
Just call him naturally.
All right. Ward, are you here?
I'm here, yes.
Oh, out of the way. I got him.
Expense account item 2, miscellaneous, $23.45. Expense account total, $25.95. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.